This is part 56 of our Minish Cap walkthrough, and if you enjoyed the fact that we had a lot of different enemies in the first half of Dark Hyrule Castle, prepare to be sorely disappointed by this half.
I mean, we got red ones and black Darknuts, and I think we got some silver ones right here.
Yeah.
Let me throw this at you. One's got a silver trim and one's got a red trim. So there's a lot of different enemies or variations of enemies in this part.
If you want to call that variety, you know, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this one. I do think this is the first time, though, in the castle we fought two at the same time, isn't it?
Maybe. I'm not sure on that one.
But either way, I think, in my opinion, it's actually a little easier fighting it when there's two of them in the room.
I agree, because they always don't get turned around.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, one will turn around, but then the other will be, like, exactly in the spot that you can hit him.
Exactly. I think it just makes it a little bit easier to at least get a hit on one of them.
I mean, I do feel like, you know, seeing it right there, it does feel like, you know, and look like it was easier.
Yeah. And the whole purpose of...
I hate those things. I hate those things. And I hate this room right here. These time flames, like, Minish Cap, there wasn't a lot of room for air on, like, time obstacles. And this is one example of them. I mean, if you barely miss this one, I mean, it just... You keep on running circles, basically.
Well, if you think back to the, what was it, the
Temple of Droplets, when they had, what was it,
nine of them?
9 of those. Like,
that was brutal.
Those weren't in a circle, though, either.
No,
those were like square. Up and down. So anyways, like, we got to get past this. Red, you want to switch topics, Red, real quick?
Let's talk about ghosts.
No, I don't want to talk about licking ghosts because they're the most, like, demoralizing thing in the history of any Zelda game.
Well, here's what ticks me off. When we first walk in,
ticks you off. Try to be the one playing this.
Good point. But like, you walk in here and you unleash the whirlwind attack again, like we did against the Keatons in part 1. And I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna clear this out in a hurry.
Yeah.
Once one of them grabs you, though.
Oh yeah, they're so hard to get away from too.
It is.
Like those tongues, like they apparently got some really long tongues.
They do some damage. Let's just say that.
It frustrates me so much every time those things lick me.
Once you finally got away, though, you're able to take care of them, thankfully. But
I could not believe that the super spin attack, whatever it's called.
I think it's just whirlwind, isn't it?
No, it's called the Great Spin Attack.
Great Spin.
It's called a Great Spin
I've been
Attack.
calling it
We also got
the
upgrade for it right after we got it.
The super great spin.
But that's a great move. But I can't believe it didn't work right there. But I will get my revenge later on.
You do. Now the whole point of like us fighting, we're basically gonna hit up like the 4 corners of this castle, this floor of the castle, to get 4 keys, because there's a block we have to move later that has 4 locked blocks.
Do you like that? I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm okay with going to the 4 areas.
Me too.
And getting 4 keys, but then like having to use them all in this like small little area, I just didn't care for that much.
I'm actually okay with that part. I just wish not the bosses, but the enemies we would have fought to get the keys would have been different in each of the 4 corners.
Definitely. I think I would have rather had that. Actually.
Like throw like a mini boss in each corner.
You know, I don't like either one of them. I don't like finding the same boss or same enemies. I don't like how you use all 4 keys in one area. I just felt like the dungeon, like, it would have been a lot more confusing.
Yeah.
But, like, if we had, like, used them on 4 different doors, it would make it, like, more epic, like, you know, a bigger dungeon.
Yeah. What it reminds me of, absolutely randomly, though, is Key Cavern, all the way back in Link's Awakening.
Yes.
We had a central room also with, like, 3 or 4.
Yeah, we kind of went around that maze a little bit. Yeah. Yes, that's a very good point,
So, like, I feel like they kind of borrowed that idea.
Well, how'd you like Key Cavern?
Oh, it's one of my least favorite dungeons of all time.
Exactly.
The only reason it's not on our bottom 8 rankings because it was from one of my favorite games.
Yeah. That is a tough one, though.
Now, I thought this room, and I know we're kind of going back out of it because we were talking about something else, but the fact that they give you, like, what, 9 and 9 duplication blocks to work with, but all you had to do is use a single spin attack to hit the 4 switches.
Yeah. I don't even know, like, those multipliers, I don't think you can use them on that thing down there.
I don't think you could either.
They're both on the opposite sides,
right? Yeah, it's been tough.
You can maybe do, like, 4 and, like, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I think
spin attack is the easiest thing to use there, though.
It is. It's like, I feel like that's a little misdirection from the dungeon. Be like, hey, you've got, like, literally, I think 18. Yeah, 9 and 9.
Good little trick they played on us. I think that might have taken me a while, actually, the first time to figure that out. Because I kept on thinking, okay, you got to use this multiplier. I guess I just didn't think the spin attack would be able to get all of them.
Oh, I know, because it seems at the very edge of your reach.
And so, oh man, this floor puzzle was even worse than the first one.
Well, yeah, if you thought the first one was bad.
Yeah, oh gosh.
I struggled with this too.
Well, this was just confusing because you got like on these, like I always think you gotta go like up down, not sideways. And this one, like I said, there's probably more than one way. I don't know. I didn't look into it.
No,
but like on this one, the way I went, you go all the way across the side.
Yep.
And yeah, I got the little.
So you get your revenge.
Yeah.
Now here's my thought. It seems like you didn't actually hit a couple of the ghosts. Is it one of those cases where if you kill the correct one?
Yeah. Well, it's one of two things. Like either there's only one that's actually real, I guess you could say, and you gotta kill him, or you kill one and they all die.
Yeah,
it's one of those two things. I honestly don't know which one it is.
It reminds me, I know.
Just go crazy when you get in there, and it'll probably work out for you.
It does remind me of one of the other handhelds, and I can't remember now which one it was. It may have been one of the Oracle games.
We've only played 2 of them.
I haven't played a lot.
Well, no, actually, I'm thinking about the old games. You have played a bunch of the newer ones.
But it seems like there was one of those games, though, where you only had to kill one ghost and the rest of them disappeared. But that was actually in a graveyard somewhere. But
I try not to think of the Oracle games as much as I can, so if they were in that game, I wouldn't remember them.
There are people out there who they're their favorite games.
Yeah, well, let's move on to the next topic then.
Well, here's an interesting topic for you, and I just noticed this for the first time today prepping for this video. And we're out of the room now, so unfortunately this point's going to get lost. But the torches that are scattered throughout here, oh, there you go. They look like they have like an eyeball in the middle of the torches, in the middle of the flame.
I never really looked at that.
And I never had either, but it actually is going to tie in really well with the final boss of this dungeon.
Oh, okay. Like I was actually sitting here, I was like, where's Red going with this?
Trust me, I
had no idea where you're going with that. But like, I mean, yeah, we'll see in the final boss that there's a lot of like eye concepts, which there's a lot of that in Zelda games.
Oh yeah,
especially in the Majora's Mask 3D remake. But you know what? Like I just kind of like the aesthetic of those like flames right there. To be honest with you, I mean, just something simple, like especially for a 2D game, but just adds a little decoration to the place.
Well, and we mentioned very briefly earlier in this dungeon that like we really like the green and the purple color combination, and like the green flames.
They've all been green though, haven't they?
In this dungeon,
they all have been. Okay.
In this dungeon, especially
we'll see some purple ones maybe. Or green and a purple one, like Now, one thing, like switching subjects, one thing you don't want to do is get lit on fire.
Oh my God.
In a wall master room. That is like the worst combination of things that can happen to you.
And honestly, this isn't necessarily the biggest or most confusing dungeon, but still, getting caught by one of those guys and having to go back to the entrance.
We got the warp points, but you're right though. Like, I mean, I think it was almost automatically appear unless you just decide not to do something. But I mean, if you remember correctly, this dungeon was very confusing to get around.
It is like, I feel like it's symmetrical at least.
It's kind of like a square. It's still a square, but like
which helps.
But there's like a lot of legs that went off and like steps and stuff like that. I think you're kind of right, but I'm just kind of like,
it's all right. It's all right.
Prove my point.
Either way, getting caught
it was tough, but it wasn't tough, I guess you could say.
Either way, getting caught by those guys sucks.
Oh, it does. It does.
That's been the case for every Zelda game.
Case in point, you don't want to get stuck and go get caught by those guys and go to the beginning of a dungeon.
Yeah. Now here's one thing I thought was a little unusual, like having the 4 eyes there that we have to shoot with the bow. That's nothing new in this game or any Zelda game. I thought it would have been a little more complicated than just walk down the line shooting.
Well, here's the thing though, like we got the upgrade like with the Joy Butterfly, where you can shoot faster.
That's true.
If you don't have that upgrade right there, I mean, you gotta think you got that thing spinning around, and you have to hit those eyes in a certain time limit. That's actually a very difficult.
Is there a time limit on them?
I think there is. So I remember like in Fortress of Winds.
Yeah.
You got that bow right for that. Those eyes, if you go,
they reopen.
Go up and down that moving platform too many times, they will open back up. So that is very hard if you don't have that shooting arrows Joy Butterfly upgrade.
Thankfully, professionals like us, of course, got that upgrade.
Well, we're doing a 100% walkthrough, so I mean, I would hope we get
99.9%.
99.9, the stupid tingle. You know what? We might have thought about getting a tingle trophy, but I actually didn't even know it existed.
No.
Until like when I was almost done with the game.
We'll get into that a little bit more in a couple parts.
Yeah.
Now here's the room that we mentioned back in the first part is a great place. Like you see, we almost lost half of our health bar.
Yeah.
It's a great spot to just fill it up because we have fought a lot of Darknuts.
You can also obviously flip your bottles right there. I honestly don't even know if I had my bottles filled up with fairies. Probably in this dungeon because I just knew that room was right there.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm gonna be able to load up like every halfway through or whatever.
Well, I'll be the first one to admit that having a full array of filled up bottles did me no good against Vati.
You really should have you really need to get what you said, the potion.
The potion for the
potions,
witch.
like we said, way back are the way to go. Like the fairies, I think they only give you 4 hearts, so they're really not worth it, to be honest with you.
Either way, though, this wraps up part 56.
And we'll be fighting the final boss here next.
Yep.